Hi guys, I hope you are doing fine. This is week 12 of online learning. This week's writing lesson is a recap about diary entry. We're going to remember it together. So, we're going to recap the purpose of diary writing, determine the features and structure of diary entry writing, restate the steps of diary writing, and compose a diary entry of your own. A diary entry is written by a person to record events that have happened in the past. Often, the person writing the diary will include how they feel about the past or their expectations for the future. Diaries are a kind of non-fiction text, and often ideas are presented chronologically. Why do we write diary entry? To keep track of what you do through the day, to help you express your feelings. It's good for writing practice. It releases inner thoughts and something to look back on when you are older. So these are some key features for diary entries. They include time adverbials, punctuation for parentheses, modal verbs, alliteration, simple sentences, complex sentences, consistent uses of tense, first person pronouns, past tense verbs, prepositional phrases, compound sentences, adverbial openers, expanded noun phrases, rhetorical questions, colons and semicolons between clauses. Each feature have been explained in class, and we will mention them later together. This is the structure of a diary entry. So first, we have a subheading showing when the diary was written, which is the date. Then, chronological paragraphs which are rich with descriptions. You start writing in chronological order from when it started and what happened next. Then you go on with your personal opinion or feeling, then description and mindfulness of other people, like their opinion or something they would like to say or add, and a final thought of yours. Here are some brilliant top tips that will help you to write a diary entry in a realistic way. 1. Write in the past tense and in chronological order. To help the reader empathize with you, use pronouns such as I, we, us, we're, and I'm. They help to make the reader feel part of the text. So these are the first person pronouns. Using connectives is really helpful, like firstly following on from, next I, eventually I, sometime later, afterwards I, finally. Tip 2. Use detailed descriptions. You need to add lots of detailed information relating to people, places, events, and objects. Also, remember to include your personal thoughts and feelings about these things. By doing so, your writing will be more appealing to the reader. Tip 3. You have to be familiar, like everyday events. Write about ordinary daily things that everybody does at some time, but do try to write about them using a completely different angle or slant. For example, brushing your teeth whilst sitting on a deserted island beach, watching the ocean crash loudly against the rocks. So adding these descriptions is very different from another. So you're making it only familiar for those who are reading your own diary entry. Tip number 4. Explain why. Help your reader to understand your moods. By explaining your different emotions and feelings, the reader will be able to visualize and put themselves in your shoes. So, if you are sad, explain why you are sad. Similarly, if you are happy, explain why you are feeling in such a way. So, a summary of the tips. First, write in chronological order and using the past tense and the first person. 2, detailed descriptions. 3, familiar or everyday events, but in your own way. Tip 4, explain why. So, your task for this week, you are asked to write a diary entry telling how you spend a day during lockdown. Make sure to follow the appropriate structure and include all the features and make use of the tips. Please don't forget to submit on time. Have a nice week and stay safe.